Well, we're gearing up to go to the Rat Fink reunion.
Sure are.
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of year.
It's that time of year, but this time we're going to take the blue Mustang. And we're going to roll out the blue Mustang for historical purposes or display purposes or whatever. But I've had that car forever.
Since Shag was a pup.
Shag was a pup. In fact, I think Shag wasn't even quite born yet. The Shag litter was unknown at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember when I found this car. It was somewhere around 1985.
Oh, really?
Something like that. But this guy bought it in the late 60s, early 70s to race it. And so he put a radical race. It had a 390, and he built that up into something else. That is pretty slick. Big block FE. I understand it's the 410 Frankenstein engine, 390 block with a 428 crankshaft. So I know he raced at SCCA and slalom races, and it came with all these badges glued to the dashboard. I peeled them off and kept them from the 60s and 70s. Corvette Club of Utah, Can-Am Trans Am Slalom, 1969. So the car had been Shelby-ized. It started off as a red GT 390.
Red?
Red. Anyway, this year, in homage to all that, actually a couple of years ago, because that car was getting so unreliable and it was rusting away to nothing, we decided we were going to completely restore it.
A lot of our early conversations revolved around this car back when we were just texting each other.
Yep.
And I was always offering advice because you were having grief with it. And I had a Camaro that was just a little bit newer than this at one time, and the two cars sounded like they had the same personality.
Well, so I had to take you for a ride in it. This was our very first ride together in the car.
Oh my gosh.
You fired up the camera and oh my heck.
Yes, this had to go on my YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Once in a lifetime experience. Wow.
Yeah, what a car.
Yes.
So anyway, we've been working on the blue Mustang, and we've actually had it out of commission now for several years.
Yeah.
While we've been getting it up and going. That first time that I ever went to the Rat Fink reunion, I took the blue Mustang down there, and that's the only time it's been down there. And coming back from the Rat Fink reunion, it overheated, vapor locked, and oil light came on, and just all manner of different problems. And I kind of said, well, I guess I won't be taking it down to the Rat Fink again until I get some work done on it.
But I do remember seeing it down there. That's what was funny.
That's neat. Yeah, you were there. I was there.
We didn't know
each other at the time.
Little did we know.
Little did we know.
Yeah.
But we connected through the Rat Fink reunion.
Well, more like through a folding chair.
Through a folding chair, yeah. You were. I was trying to buy this folding. I was trying to talk myself into buying the folding chair.
Yeah.
And you thought I was trying to talk you into buying the folding chair.
I thought you'd done it, and you had a Rat Fink artist T-shirt on. Yeah.
Yep. So.
You were selling that silly chair. I was like, no, I don't want to buy the chair.
Good grief. Miscommunication. Anyway. I
actually blew him off.
That's true.
Like, seriously?
That's very true.
So I'm going to go down here and look at these high
I just
heels.
remember that there was some lady there saying, well, if you had high heels, I'd look at those. I said, well, no, but don't you think this chair is cool?
Yes.
And she was going, no, I don't think the chair's that cool. I'm looking for high heels.
Yes, because I was teasing my daughter. There's this pair of high heels that's at every Rat Fink reunion. They never sell, but they're high heels with pinstriping. And I always tease my daughter about buying her high heels with pinstripes.
But pinstripes and little rat finks
Not
on them,
chair.
perhaps. Yeah. Sparkly high heels with rat finks on them. At any rate, we were both there. We didn't know each other or anything, but one thing and another, because of the Rat Fink reunion and because of our YouTube channels getting, and her movie getting linked with my movie and so on and so forth, we started communicating, and the next thing you know, we were having a Rat Fink style wedding.
Do you dare take Karen to be your likely wedded wife? from this day forward to have and to hold, forsaking all others, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, with sickness and health, to love, honor, and cherish her for as long as you both shall live.
Heck yeah, I do.
Right on.
There we go. Yeah. Yay. Good job.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, because
And-
Rat Fink played Little Cupid right about then.
That's the rat for you.
Yes.
He's about the right size.
Yes,
Isn't exactly what you would normally think of when you think of Cupid.
but why not?
But why not? Like I say, he's about the right size.
That's
so.
right. Ask Eileen.
That's
A little stinker, that little Cupid, that little Rat Fink.
Anyway, this year, in homage to all that, actually a couple of years ago, because that car was getting so unreliable and it was rusting away to nothing, we decided we were going to completely restore it.
Yeah, we had to.
And so we got our friend Adam Pinellas, and he tore the whole thing down and fixed all the rust and got all of the rust out of it and repainted the whole car, and then we got the car back and screwed around with that a little bit, and then after screwing around with the car a bit, it was like, well, it still needs some wiring and it needs some this and it needs some this, and so we sent it to the Mustang Ranch.
Yes.
And they finished up the wiring, and
I like 50s trucks too.
they're
but I
putting
don't know
fuel
that they're as
injection on it.
practical.
That's kind of a long story, but the car just never has run right. And I was going to buy it a whole new Holley carburetor. It has a Holley carburetor, Holley 750 double pump center pivot racing carburetor on it.
Carburator.
But it's all worn out, and I've sunk so much money into trying to make that carburetor work, and it's
Yeah.
just
Some of our earliest communications was, he's working on the Mustang.
working on the Mustang.
Help! My Mustang quit on me. Help!
But just recently, Holley carburetors, same people who made the 750 double pump center pivot racing carburetor that's on there, came out with a way to turn a carbureted car into a, quote, fuel injected car. It's got the computer and everything built right into a carburetor. You just take off the carburetor, bolt on the new carburetor, and there you have
And
it.
it starts every time.
We were out at the Mustang Ranch, and they had a Chevelle of all things,
Yes.
but set up this way, and it starts just like a modern car, runs just like a modern car,
Thank
doesn't
goodness.
flood, doesn't overheat, doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And we're also putting a racing radiator in it.
Yes, I've been after him for a long time to change out the radiator, put a racing radiator in that.
There again, I've spent so much money trying to make the original radiator work, only to have people tell me, you know, these cars have always overheated.
Yes.
The big block Mustangs never could not vapor lock and overheat and stuff.
Yes.
You have to put a 4-row radiator in there. It's like, well, I wish somebody would have told me that $600 ago.
Oh, I tried.
You tried.
I was at the at Hubble Zoo with the granddaughter, but
Yep.
I was like texting away, like, no, put a racing
No,
radiator.
put a racing radiator. Anyway, we're getting the aluminum 4-row racing radiator, and that's going in there. And we're going to do the same thing that we did at the Evanston car show. And that's roll this out. We put all the final badges on the red Mustang at the Evanston car show.
Yep.
And we're going to put the final badges on the blue Mustang here at the Rat Fink reunion here in about 2 weeks. And if you happen to be in the Utah area, if you're a Utah person or just traveling through, right square in the very center of Utah,
Yeah.
stick a pin in Utah if you can hit
Yep.
dead set in the middle. There's Manti,
Manti's right there.
and that's where the Rat Fink reunion is, right at the end of May, 1st of June, every single year. Just depends how the weekend's lined up, never on Sunday,
Yeah.
because Ed and his wife and so on are all Mormons, and they don't do anything on Sunday except go to church.
Right.
So it's on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and going into June, and so on and
Yes.
so forth, just as it is this year.
Yes.
So we're going to take the brand new Mustang, hopefully it'll be done by then.
It better be.
It better be. It's almost done right now.
It is.
So you've always enjoyed going to the Rat Fink reunion.
Oh, I've been going to the Rat Fink reunion since it started down there in Manti.
And I missed a whole bunch of them, but I got to meet Ed Roth. And that was so cool. I'd grown up with Ed Roth as a hero, a boyhood hero, and to actually meet him and this is his wife Eileen.
I've
and you
known
knew
her. I knew
forever.
her forever. Yeah, for a long time.
So as a kid, I never would have thought I'd have known Ed Roth, but there it was, and so we started going to the Rat Fink reunion together.
Yes, it was a kind of a long story, but we were going to the Rat Fink together without knowing we were there together.
That's right, and it's a great car show as well as a gathering of the Rat Tribe.
Yes.
And so that first time I was ever able to go after I got kicked to the curb by my employer, I said, I'm taking the blue Mustang. So I went down to the Rat Fink with the blue Mustang, and you were there, and I was there, and one thing led to another, and eventually we became a thing.
Yeah, we eventually met. It was kind of over this folding chair.
Just the weirdness that is the Rat Fink reunion, and there is plenty of weirdness to go around at the Rat Fink reunion. So this year we're going back to the Rat Fink.
We are.
And it'll be an enormous amount of fun, except that this time we'll be taking Blue with us again.
Yes, that will be fun.
Well, so that will be the Rat Fink reunion.
Yes.
Here in a couple weeks when we find our way to the Rat Fink reunion. We're really hoping that the blue Mustang is ready to be rolled out.
Yes.
So far, so good. I think we'll be down there in the blue Mustang, put the final badging on it, and declare it a car.
Yay.
Yay! That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, do pop on over to the channel, and there's almost 300 movies over there. Almost. We're gonna do a special 300th show. 300 shows. Coming right up here in a couple of weeks will be the 300th show. Well, isn't that amazing when you think about it?
Yeah.
And you're invited, of course, to watch the 300th show.
Big celebration, yes.
So anyway, you can watch the other 295 or whatever it is right now by heading on over to the channel. Now, while you're over at the channel, you want to subscribe. And the easy way to subscribe is with the fancy newfangled button, zoink, blue button, great big round circular blue button right there. Well, we're not sure how you found this movie on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you here again on Tuesday with the Collector's Attic Show.
Wow.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.